here joining us today, and I just can't wait to have her to jump on. She is doing a wonderful job in so many different areas, not only in real estate, but just in everything that she touches. I think this girl has a golden touch. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome Miss Capri Trevilion.
Thank you.
Good
Good
morning.
I'm going to steal that golden touch.
Yes, yes. Everything that you touch, girl, it's just amazing to sit back and watch you do what you do. So, with that, I just want to talk about, let's talk about, let's talk a little bit about you, and then we'll get into all of the major things that you're doing. Tell
Okay.
us a little bit about who Miss Capri Trevilion is.
Miss Capri. Some may call me a mom. Some may call me an auntie, a grandchild, but most importantly, a daughter. I'm the only child. And others would say I'm a force of energy. Others
Yes.
may say, oh my God, she's relentless. I have so many different titles, but more importantly, I'm just a good old, shall I say, city girl from Detroit, Michigan, MSU graduate, Michigan State University, green and white. Here we go. Spartan for life. You know, I got to put that out there. Yeah, I'm
Yes,
originally
girl.
Michigan, but anyone that meets me, they think I'm originally from Texas because I've adapted their Southern swang or twang, what they call it. And I've been here for so long. And I think I probably know more people here than I probably know in my hometown now because I left at a young age. So, and others may call me the real estate guru. So I've kind of created that title over the last 26 years.
Yes, yes. So tell us a little bit about, okay, so your journey and what has led you to where you are today.
Wow, that could be 3 hours, but I'm gonna try to give you a little
Girl, give us the
tidbit.
condensed version, but I know you know how to do that.
Okay, the journey started in Michigan. I started out as a real estate investor when I graduated from Michigan State. Started out as a real estate investor. My son's father and I, we cultivated a very nice portfolio, which a combination of commercial and residential properties. I think it was like 122 properties in that
Wow.
portfolio, all the way from owning clubs to dry cleaners. And when I gave birth to my son, in 96, that's how I remembered how to track my years in the business and stuff. When I gave birth to my son in 96, I wanted to give him a better life. So I chose to come to the dirty South,
Okay,
to Texas.
okay.
I fell in love with the Southern hospitality when I came down here, just the collaboration, the support system. And of course, I just took it another level and became a broker. I was actually the first African-American female to own an ERA franchise in the state of Texas.
Nice.
Yeah, that was years ago. That was like in the early 90s, no, late 90s, early 2000s. So I actually started a flat fee brokerage, which a lot of people call now, with the flat fee and the monthly fee and the flat fee. Started that out. And that's really what shall I say, drive the interest from Realogy. Realogy is they actually own Century 21, Coldwell Banker, things of that nature, and ERA.
Yeah.
So one day they just knocked on my door. And I was like, who are these people? I know I pay my taxes because they had on their suits and everything. And that started the journey for me to actually become like this real estate guru in the DFW area, because they enlightened me on so many different platforms. Because when you're a boutique, you know, you're kind of like a little man on an island. And then when I partnered with them, they introduced me to a lot more. And of course, the real estate market crashed after that. Mm-hmm. So it changed a lot of things up. And that's when I really found out who Capri was. So when the real estate market crashed, of course, a lot of us had to get jobs. You know, thank God my mom and my grandfather and my grandparents, they really instilled in me the importance of education. You're going to be an entrepreneur, but you still need to have a backup plan. Thank God I listened to them. I was a very, very, good child. But I had to dust off those degrees, because I have to. I had to dust off those degrees, and I ended up getting a job as an educator. I taught high school math for like 10 years. And a lot of people thought, how do you go from, the real estate guru to high school math? And it was definitely a game changer. But through that journey, I didn't understand why God was taking, we never do, just very short, but I do feel that, yeah, you're in that dark place. You're like, oh my God, what happened? My life is over. You're going through all these little crazy things. And you're like, wow, after you get to the end of the journey, you're like, now I know why you took me through that. So throughout that journey, that's when, of course, I decided to teach real estate because my passion was always real estate. And I taught and did the training courses. We did it our own way, but when I went and learned how to be I call it a real teacher. That's what I call it. I learned how to be a real teacher because I am certified as a math, special ed, and business education through Texas Education Agency and in Arizona. So when I went through all this training that they call professional developments, I realized I really like this. And I really kind of had a soft spot for the kids, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But of
Mm-hmm.
course, everyone knows about the education system. It's very stressful. So I
Yeah.
just decided at that point, I want to do this, but I want to do it on another level. And that's when the conception of Trevilian Real Estate Academy came about. And it's been on and popping ever since then.
I love it. Well, there are so many layers to you.
Mhm.
And this is like when we met over a telephone call.
Yes.
And it's funny when you connect with people on the level that we did through a phone call.
Yes.
And then,
God.
God, that's right. That's right. And then to take that even further and then to come together and have meetings. Every time I walk away from a meeting or an event or something where you're involved, I walk away so excited and enlightened,
Thank you.
and just feeling really positive about, what all can be achieved. There are
Mhm.
so many different layers to you, so many things that you have done, so
Yes.
much wisdom, so much experience.
Mhm.
I know one time after our one meeting that we had, and I came home and was telling my husband all about it, and he was like, "Oh my God, you just this energy when you meet these people." And I'm like, it's something when you can get around people that help you to see who you are and to help you to dig deeper into in search of making you a better person. And Lyndon and I have talked as well about being around people
Mhm.
who are not so much like you but who bring out the best in you. Like,
Boom.
of course,
Yeah.
we wanna be around people that think like us and that will move like we do, but we want people around us that will bring out the best. And I feel like every time we're together or have those conversations, that you do that for me, and I know you do that for so many other people. So let's talk a little bit more about the Real Estate Academy, what you're doing with this academy, and how long it's been established.
I established the academy. I did the nonprofit in 15. So the academy was established in 2018. And
Okay.
while I was actually sitting in the classroom, the administration probably like, oh, now we know what she was doing. But you know what? My numbers were always in the top three, my star exam. So they
That's excellent.
that's why it didn't bother me. But it was 2018 when I decided, I actually prayed on everything because I love teaching, just to piggyback on what you were saying. I knew I loved pouring into people.
Mhm.
Even though I was stressful, I still wanted to be there. That's the
Right.
crazy. It doesn't sound right, but I did. And when 2018, I don't know, I think I was talking to it was a coworker who turned into a best friend. She went to an event with me
Mhm.
and we were at a real estate event and they put me on the spot and had me speak. And after the event, she said, Capri, I don't know what it is, because she knew my story. I don't know what it is you need to do. She said, but when you got on that stage and you started talking, it was like a light over you. She said, you need to
Mhm.
get back into real estate. And I was like, really? She said, you just seem so happy. You was a totally different person than you are at the school. And I was like, it was that obvious? And that's when I said, let me get back to what I know. And I was like, it just birthed again. I had twins, but we were born.
Okay.
Right? So I decided to do that because I knew I loved pouring into people. And my ultimate goal was to pour into realtors, to give them the knowledge and experience that I've gained over the past 20 plus years, because no one was there for me when I needed it. And I
Right.
always thought if I would have had certain mentors or certain guidance, sometimes you do ask yourself, how far would I have, come? But you can't, ponder on that. And I realized, everything is God's plan. And I realized, okay, I want to start an academy. I don't want to be like everyone else. I want to be unique. And I didn't want to compete with the major academy, real estate school here, because that's well, what do you just blend it in with everyone else then? I said, what am I
Right.
going to do that's different? How am I
Mhm.
going to stand out? How am I going to create a brand? So I have to give kudos to Dr. Brown. He was
Okay.
the dean of the real estate division at Cedar Valley. Because I went to, when I said I want to do something, I literally go and do it. I got that from my granddaddy. So I went
Okay.
to the local college and I became a professor of real estate at Cedar Valley. And I was speaking with Dr. Brown about everything. And of course, me being the inquisitive person, I asked a lot of questions. And I was like, well, Dr. Brown, you guys, you offer the qualifying courses, the 6 courses you need to take to become licensed. I said, but what about exam prep? We need to prep them to take the course. And then I was like, well, then after they take it, what about continuing education courses? And it was Dr. Brown who said, you do it. And I was like, and I thought he meant teaching at Cedar Valley. He said, no, Capri, I want to help you start your own academy. I'll show you what to do and I'll give you all the guidance that you need and I'll support you 100%. So I kind of owe it, first God, I owe it to him because he encouraged me because I was like, well, what do I do? And he was like, well, Trey does not govern certain things. He walked me through it literally. And that's why I named my mascot after him. So Dr. Brown walked me through it. He allowed me to put posters in the classroom. And he still to this day, because I'm still a professor there, he still to this day pushes all the students to our real estate academy for exam prep. And that's when I knew I was saying, okay, now I have my mentor. Remember, I didn't have it back in the day. I said, now
Mhm.
I have my mentor, so I don't have any excuses. I was like, well, God, he's put certain people in my life. And those were confirmations for me. And I was like, okay, I prayed on it. And now you're giving me what I need. I don't have a choice but to do it now because I don't want to block my blessings. And so after that, I said, let me create a platform. And it started off with CE course. I'm sorry, it started off with exam prep. Then, of
Mhm.
course, he pushed me to do more. And then I added the CE courses on there. And then within the last year through COVID wasn't so bad. Through COVID, I decided to add PD courses or train. I call them training camps, something a little more
Mhm.
entertaining and more PD courses to help novice realtors. That's my target market. It's open to everyone. But of course, when you do have a business, you have to have a target audience.
That's
And
right.
and of course, because I teach them at the college, it only makes sense for me to help build your career.
Right.
So, novice realtors, my goal is to help extend their careers 5 times the national average. I don't know if you can see, but that's where I got five
That's my ex.
in real estate, my big old ponytail, but 5X real estate careers because NAR, which is the National Association of Realtors, they state or their statistics shows that 87% of realtors fall out within the first 5 years. And that's a high number.
Hi.
It's like I was like, wow, 87. Maybe he meant to say, 78. That's still high. But
Yeah.
I did a little more research. That's just too high because we work hard to pass the test. A lot of realtors make transitions from a full-time job to want to be entrepreneurs. You
Right.
know, it's just too much that we invest our time and effort into the business to give up within 5 years.
That's
But
right.
and I said, you know what? Well, how do I combat that? What's the problem? So I did the research and I realized it was basically education. You
Yeah.
know, lack of knowledge, what do they say? We
Yeah.
perish.
You perish.
Yes. So I said, okay, God, here you go with this education again. So I created the platform for 5X real estate careers. And my goal is to help them extend their careers 5 times the national average. So I target realtors with 5 years or less. And I created a major platform. It's called the 5X training camps after football again. Everything is kind of lined to football. I might need to add some hockey and some other stuff. And now you guys
If
is going
it
to be
works for you, it works, right?
exactly. I mean, I've had an amazing responses, and of course, actually with you and the Women's Council of Realtors, I've
Yes.
had a lot of realtors contact me, and brokers call me for consultations because when they knew, because I'm very very humble,
Yes,
and
you are.
a lot of people around me that know me on a personal level or get to know me like really really Capri because it's like the TT. That's my alter ego. They be like, girl, I didn't know all of this because I
Right.
don't really push a lot on social media, nor do I push a lot in my personal life.
Mhm.
So it's like when people get to know me, it's like, oh my God, you can help this person or that person. So a lot of brokers have actually partnered with me to help them increase their recruitment and be their preferred training academy for their realtors. So it's been a blessing. I thank God I listened to God and stepped out and not worried about what people, because everybody was saying, well, the biggest person in town, how are you going to compete? I said, there's no
Yeah.
competition when I got God on my side. I was like, I'm not worried about it. I
Right.
said, and I have a niche. My niche is professional development, you know,
Right.
and that's it. I want to get you where you need to be to surpass that 5 year mark. And if they can get that, but now it's not for everyone because you have to want it. Some people get in the
Absolutely.
business for the wrong reason. So they'll fall off. But if I can get at least 87% of them, I'm using that national ad. If I can get
Right.
87% of those to stay in it, I think I'm doing my job.
Right.
I'm doing what God
Right.
called me to do. Yeah. So we have the happy hours. Well, I don't like to call it happy hours. The real estate industry mixers.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Which are so fun, by the way. We have
Thank
one coming
you.
up today.
Yes,
Um,
yes, yes. I'm
so
always
talk a little bit about that. I mean, again, like I said, you have so many layers and so many things that you have your hands in.
uh,
Since we brought it up, let's talk about the real estate industry mixers.
I actually decided to actually partner with the network bar. I'm a member of the network bar. And when we were speaking with the owner, they were saying they wanted to bring back their mixers. And of course, me being me again, I said, hey, I want to be the lead for the real estate. And they allowed me to do that. So I used our venue. And what we do is we offer real estate industry mixers the first Wednesday of every month.
Mhm.
And how mine differ, again, I always try to be different. And how mine's different from other happy hours is, of course, the name. It's a mixer, an industry, meaning it encompasses
Everybody.
everybody, not
Mhm.
just realtors. And I invite everybody. I invite hairstylists, nail techs, because I need
Neat.
our nails done. We need our hair done, lashes. It's a mixer because that's part of our job. We want to get up and look cute,
Yes,
when we go to work. So even
absolutely.
car salesman, it's an industry mixer because everyone knows someone that wants to buy or sell a home or rent an apartment or lease an office space. So I decided to get everyone in the building. And my goal is to, of course, we collaborate with Women's Council, and I collaborate with the famous Charlemagne, Kiss Wealth Now. Shout
Yes,
out to her.
yes.
So we've all come together and decided that we create this mixer, but it's not just one of the typical mixers where people, what do you call it, stand around with their drinks. I'm really not a drinker, so I hold my coffee up. Where people
Yeah,
just stand around with their drinks. And generally, when they do that, you be in this little nucleus and you only talk to people you know. So
yeah.
therefore, you've wasted your time. So what I decided to do is bring my old skills from the Algebra 1 classroom, which I had to make the students engage. So all of that stuff started coming back. Like, now I know our guy. Every day I'm talking to him. That's my dog.
Yes,
That's my dog.
yes.
I'm like, now I know why you made me do that. But I bring all of my collaborative strategies into the mixer, and I make sure everyone has an opportunity to network. So the games, the giveaways, we're going to do spotlights. A lot of people don't know it, but we're going to do spotlights. But today we're going to have a different type of game. I call it the industry tables. So
Mm,
what I have is, I wish I had the thing. I have three industries. It's going to be mortgage, real estate, in title.
okay,
So we have about 6 different tables at the event that we actually utilize. There's more, but there's reserved for us. And just to break the monotony, only talking business because it's not fun. I mean, it's not fun if we're just strictly business. So every other table will have the industry identified for that table. I'm going to put
okay.
like the colored paper there with their name, and there's questions on the back. So I've
Mhm.
assigned a leader or facilitator for each industry.
Okay,
So mortgage facilitator, title, and everyone's going to rotate. So
okay,
that means when you get to their table, they're going to educate you on their business. That's your time to ask very rigorous questions. And then after you go through that, then the next table is some regular games.
okay,
So the engagement is just phenomenal. I'll be honest with you. The one we had last month, we had a lot of good feedback, and I want to make sure we continue to have fun, but yet still network. And that's the goal of it. And then the industry spotlights, A lot of people don't know it, but a lot of them will be put on blast where I'll just spotlight their company. You know what I'm saying? No paid sponsorship or whatever. I'll just start monitoring people and just spotlight their company, give them a good 5 minutes to speak to the audience, and I'll tell them why they're the business spotlight for that month. This month, we're giving away the $100 Amazon gift card. And I think I have a picture. I should have had it. And a complimentary 5-night hotel stay to Hawaii.
I saw that.
Did you? Yeah,
Yes, I
yeah.
need that in my life.
You gotta win it tonight. And they're probably like, how do I win?
Yes.
Everyone's gonna be given a ticket, and the ticket has a number on it. Again, this teaching stuff again. The ticket has a number on it. I'll randomly pick someone to pick a number. And then, of course, it's not that easy though. You're gonna have to answer a question. Okay. So it'll be one of those questions from one of the industry tables to make sure you retain the information, you were paying attention. You got to resonate. It don't make any sense for you to come down here and didn't learn anything and meet people. So if you answer the question correctly, then you'll win our giveaways. So every month we try to have some very, very good giveaways. I think this month is going to be good. 5-night luxury hotel accommodation. It's valued at, was it like over $1,600? And I think the only tax you'll have to pay on it is like 6 times 3 is 30. It's about $300. Okay. So that's almost one night stay. It's definitely worth it. So this will be one of our gifts. And we do something different every month. Let's pray. What's COVID's cousin? Delta.
The Delta variant. Yes.
Let's pray that that does not, and the monkeypox. Let's pray that that doesn't take over, and we can continue to do this up until October, November, and December, because we're going to have, in partnership with WCR, we have some amazing events. Yeah. So we got to get this variant out of here. So just make sure y'all use your masks and everything so we can keep having fun and making money. Yes. Right.
And even with, the Delta variant and wearing our mask, I think with COVID, like you said, it's brought about some good things. As horrible as COVID has been with the deaths and things like that, it has really taught a lot of us how to do things differently. I mean, we get into the habit of doing things and it becomes who we are. So, I mean, we're doing a lot of virtual stuff where we aren't really taking advantage of that. And that's another way to keep it going is to keep those virtual courses. And I don't think we should do away with that. Even if COVID was to go away tomorrow, I think we should keep an element of that in the things that we do.
So it really forced me to learn more because I'm not, what do you call it, tech savvy? Mm-hmm. But hey, I've been on webinars and learned how to use so many different things. And it's forced me to be more online because I like being in person. I'm a little goofy and I like the engagement. Right. So I was kind of had a little moment where I was disappointed when we were stuck in the house, but it forced me to expand and learn more because now, just think about it. With Zoom, I can touch more realtors or reach more realtors. Exactly. And I didn't think about that. I was kind of like pigeonhole. Oh, DFW. So a lot of good things, like you said, it's come out of it. You just have to have the right open mind and perspective on things. Yes, yeah.
And mindset is everything.
Oh my God, girl. Yeah. Yes.
It's everything. Okay, so let's go back, talk about that mixer one more time. Mm-hmm. Invite our listeners and watchers to that mixer. I think everybody needs to be there. It's the place to be this evening.
What's the old saying? Be there or be square. That's my goofy.
That's right. That's right.
Be there or be square. That's a triangle. That's what I was trying to do.
It's a goofball.
I hope the Deltas don't get me for doing that. I'm sorry, no offense. But tonight, I wouldn't even say tonight, after work, 4:30, 7:30, the Network Bar in Dallas. Let me give you some landmarks. It's right by the cake bar. A lot of women know where the cake bar is in Trinity Grove. Make sure you come out. We have appetizers, a bar. It's a very, very nice establishment. It's very professional. We have to let it be known. It's business casual. No, what do you call it? Athletic gear, no hats, and no jeans with holes in it. Other than that, come on down, 4:30 to 7:30. And I'm gonna be very frank with you. We stayed past 7:30.
I know we did. I know we
We
did. It was
closed it.
so much fun.
We closed. I hate to say this, but we left at 10.
Oh,
So
well, I was going way before that, but yeah,
yeah, we had fun. So if you get off work and you're in traffic, you be like, "Oh my God!" It's something like, still come on down because 9 times out of 10 we'll still be there. Good music too. I have a
yeah.
special playlist this time. I didn't know how to work it last time, but I have a.
Good music. So who was playing the music the last time? Was that the network bar?
That was their
That
playlist.
was good music. I was like, oh, I hadn't heard this song in forever.
Yeah, and they use Spotify, and I'm a Pandora girl, so I had to, between last month and this month, I had to learn how to use
Yes.
Spotify. But we're gonna have good music, fun. I'm trying to get a land dance in there for us tonight. Um,
Ooh.
it's fun. The main thing is unity, and fellowship and just collaboration. We need to do that in our industry. And that was another thing because as realtors, I don't know why, but over the years, realtors always felt like we were like in the courtroom with the defense attorney and the prosecuting attorney, and that's not the case.
It's
We all
not.
need to work together because, as me myself as a listing agent, I want to work with people what I know, like, and trust as well, and that are
Right.
competent too, most importantly. So it helps you when you are in the loop and you develop relationships with your fellow realtors because especially in today's market with those 20, 30 offers, you want to be
Yeah.
able to stand out and say, hey girl, I'm the one that you were planning to accept my offer.
Exactly. Exactly.
Tonight, 4:30, 7:30, and it can surpass 7:30. Come on out. Women's Council will be there. I will be there, and a host of other people. VPs. So make sure you get down there pretty early if you want to eat, because I'm sure they'll probably eat it up by probably 6:30. Last time it was gone by 6:30.
Oh, yeah,
So,
it was gone. But it was good. It was so good.
and the drinks, I probably don't should promote it, but the drinks were strong, I was told. They said
Yes.
that the drinks were very strong. So today, it's going to be the first Wednesday of every month, not every Wednesday, the first Wednesday of every month. So 4:30, 7:30 today, the Network Bar in Dallas. If you have not RSVP by now, don't worry about it because we've already submitted the head count. Just come on down. Just
Right.
come on down and just introduce yourself. Hey, say, hey, I saw you on Charlemagne show, Chit Chat with Charlemagne. And you know what? I mean, with Charmaine, and I might buy you a drink. How about
See?
that? I might
All
buy
right.
you. Yeah, I buy you.
All
Because
right.
I'm
So
not
you
going to
guys
drink.
heard it here and you heard it straight from Capri's mouth.
You got to say Chit Chat with Charmaine. That's the
All
key
right.
word.
Or it doesn't work. If you don't say it, it does not work,
It's
right?
not going to work. I'm going to say, I'm going to get you some water, honey.
And now, don't they? Isn't there a signature drink
Yeah.
named after you? What is that
Yeah.
drink?
It's a mixture of whatever, because I'm not a drinker, so
Me
it's
either.
red, but I think it's white liquor, like a cosmopolitan.
Uh-huh.
It's like a cosmopolitan, but it's called the signature drink is called Trevelyan 5X.
Okay. I
5X.
did hear a couple of guests mention how strong that drink was. I'm not a drinker either, but I heard and I witnessed people saying how strong that drink was. So
Wow.
the signature drink is the Trevelyan 5X.
5X. There you have it.
Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so we have talked about the Real Estate Academy. We've talked about the industry mixer. You brought up Women's Council of Realtors. So let's talk a little bit about Women's Council of Realtors. So for 2020, you are slated to be our membership director. The elections are happening in September, September 2nd to be exact.
Mhm.
So once we get through elections, then your position will be ratified for
Thank you, G.
2022. So we're really excited about that. We're really excited about what your goals are and what your plans are for Women's Council of Realtors in that membership director position.
Wow.
So as we get closer to 2020, we'll be talking more about what the goals are, what activities we have upcoming, and
Mm,
things of that nature. But we're really, really excited
yes.
about what's to come for Women's Council of Realtors, the Southwest Dallas County Network. Um, as well as our partnerships with some of the other local networks in the DFW area. We're excited about what's upcoming, and we're just looking forward to having more realtors to join Women's Council of Realtors. If you don't know anything about Women's Council of Realtors, go check out WCR.org, and it'll provide for you everything you need to know about the Women's Council of Realtors. I believe in the organization. Capri believes in the organization. So it's a wonderful organization that is helping realtors to take their careers to the next level.
Definitely.
So you have Capri here that's going to help you take your career to the next level. You have Women's Council of Realtors, and we're doing exactly what our mission is, and that is to connect, collaborate, and cultivate. Okay. So we've talked about those two things. Talk about you being a professor at Cedar Valley. Like I said, there's levels to this thing.
Girl, I got so many titles.
I know.
The beautiful part about everything that I do is it all overlaps. So
Right.
that's why my life is not stressful, because people are like, how do you do it? Time management is key, but everything overlaps with one another. But I've been a professor over there for several years now. I teach the qualifying courses.
Okay.
There's 6 courses that you need to become a realtor. I teach law of contracts, principles. I got to think about them. Law of contracts, principles 1 and 2, and real estate brokerage.
Okay.
And I did teach law of agency at one time, but those are my 4 go-tos.
Okay.
Contracts, principles 1 and 2, and real estate brokerage. So what I do there is we offer online courses and live courses. We're going back to the actual campus this fall. So I will be in the classroom this fall, and that's another avenue for all of my strategic partners for Women's Council of Realtors. I will allow them an opportunity to come and be guest speakers in the classroom, which gives them more exposure as well. So there's layers to being affiliated with Women's Council and myself. So, but you have to be affiliated with us now. You can't just say, "Hey, I saw you." You have to be a partner. But basically, what I do is I teach prospective realtors to obtain the certificate to go through TREC to become a realtor, and I educate individuals, or my students, I call them my babies on for getting an associate's degree. So it's an associate's program or the certificate program. The real estate brokerage course is the required course for the associate. And the associate program, this is another alignment for our strategic partners. One of the qualifications for them to actually obtain their associate's degree is they must, it's just not an option, they must commit to an internship. So
love it.
Yes. So that's another way for me to align our prospective graduates with our strategic partners to gain the hours for internship credit hours for them. So I love it because I'm actually hands-on. You're part of their career or whatever their path is, whether it's go get a corporate job with your associate's degree or become a realtor. And when COVID hit, I was so hurt that I couldn't be in the classroom, to be honest with you. And that's what I maxed out. There's like 25 seats per class, and it was maxed out. And I was like, wow, of all the times I'm not in front of all these people, because it's so it literally is distant learning. And it's to the point where, because remember, Dr. Brown was the dean at one point, and he's no longer the dean because they just revamped everything over at, and I keep saying Cedar Valley, I'm sorry, it's the new name is Dallas College. So let me put that out there. I'm just, the new name for all of the DCCD colleges is Dallas College. They're all under one umbrella now.
Got it.
The Cedar Valley branch is over here. If you guys don't know, it's right down the street from Lancaster High School.
Okay.
So if anyone's interested in getting their real estate license, that's my go-to. Just go and sign up. I push them that way because they don't have to pay a lot up front. You could pay per course. And I think the average price, unless they change it due to their collaboration, the average price is like $170 a course. And that can budget. You can budget that out. But I love it. Of course, educating. I'm in there animated, doing all my little tricks and trades from Algebra 1.
Getting everybody all engaged.
Girl, if they're not engaged, I feel like I'm not doing my job.
Right.
It's like, I get literally like, okay, y'all too quiet. Because
Right.
I would tell them, you like, and I'll start picking people out and make them talk. I'll go sit down in the audience or in the classroom next to them. So why didn't we'll have regular conversations like it's Oprah or somebody? So it's just, and I tell them you have to have social skills. You know, if you don't have the proper social skills, you can't get in this just for the money. It's not gonna work.
Right.
That's one of the
Right.
key things is social skills, communication skills, being able to be a good listener. There's just so many different levels to it. And those are some of the things that we teach. But having the partnership with the Women's Council and being able to be as a membership director, there's so many layers. Like I've already have two, or is it three? I already have three plus myself, that'd be four commitments to partner with us.
Nice.
I'm just waiting on me to get in that seat, make it official, get me ratified. Other than that, everyone understands the benefits of being associated with, Women's Council. On top
Right.
of our personal alignments, it's inevitable. It's going to be a game changer. I think it's going to be a total, what we call it, overhaul
Yeah.
for the chapter. So whatever what do you call it, thoughts or old visions or premonitions you had from before 2021, get rid of them because you
Yes.
have some sheriffs in town.
Yeah.
And
And
we're gonna
leadership is everything.
yes.
Yesterday, I was so surprised and shocked by one of my partners with Wallach and Vogt posted something that I thought was just, oh my God, it just touched my heart. And let me
Uh,
see if I can find it so I can tell you exactly what it says. And this was from Kimberly C. with
okay.
Wallach and Vogt. She's the marketing director there.
Uh-huh.
And it just touched my heart. It was, sometimes you see things, you hear things, and it's what you need to hear right at that moment. And
Hmm.
this is one of those things. And she says, leaders don't create followers, they create more leaders.
Exactly.
And that is my goal. I don't want followers. I want people who can bring what they have to the table. And we need more leaders. We
Yes,
need more leaders. So my goals and objectives in anything that I do is not to create followers.
exactly.
And I know with Facebook and social media and all those things, like
Um,
that's the key word is followers. How many followers do you have? And we're all into that. And I'm not really interested in followership, but I am interested in making an impact to develop and create more leaders, which is another reason why I feel like our collaboration is going to be so awesome because we think a lot alike, and
mhm.
then you have the experience to make it happen.
Thank you. That's my
So,
goal.
so
I'm
I'm,
not.
I'm
You got
really excited about that.
always remember. Well, not always, but remember, my grandparents, they're deceased. So I have three people looking over me.
Mm-hmm.
Really, yeah, three, two, about five. But yeah, God
Right,
and then my grandparents. So
right,
I feel like they've all invested too much in me for me to
right,
let it fall by the wayside.
right,
So, and I also feel like when I realized I'm about to cry, but when I realized what my calling was, I became happier because when I say that, it's because, of course, you have this real estate brokerage firm, you're doing well, you have all the fancy, that was my younger days. You have all the
right,
fancy, I don't spend money like that anymore. Just did a little tidbit for y'all. I don't want y'all to think that that's wise. I'm just sharing my experience. But had all the fancy cars and things of that nature, but I was still missing something. So
right.
I had to go through that journey when I realized, oh my God, this is what my calling is. That's
Mhm.
when I was like, okay, I don't care what it's going to take. I'm going to do it because when I knew he was putting certain people in my life, I'm like, wow, I owe him that. You know,
Right.
he took me through all that for a reason because if
Mhm.
I didn't go through what I went through, I wouldn't be the woman that I am now. And
That
a lot
part.
of people look at me and say, oh, she's always smiling. But there were moments where I wasn't, and people don't see
Right.
that. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have Facebook and stuff back then when the market crashed. It was out, but we wasn't using it like that. But make a long story short, is I have too many people depending on me,
Right.
that have invested in me. My mom, she owns a trucking firm. Now she does consulting. My granddad my mom was born 54. So back in the 40s, he owned a gas station and trucking firm, which was unheard of for African Americans. So he instilled, and my mom and my grandma, they all instilled the entrepreneurial spirit in me.
Yes.
So it's kind of like, okay, Capri, I have to do something with it. But more importantly, it's not for me. It's for me to pour into others.
That's
And
right.
my right and my left arm, which I call Jeanette and Melanie,
Right.
right, they're like my mama and daddy, to be honest with you. And they say, "Oh, you're too nice. You're too this." I say, "Listen, you guys, I'm not doing what I do with expectations from them.
Right.
That's the key to it. You do what you do from the heart, and if that person does not receive it or take it and do what you anticipated on them doing, don't get mad. You did your part."
That's
And when
right.
I started doing that and not expecting anything in return, that's when all my blessings start folding tenfold, tenfold. Not from them, but it was 10 or 20 fold from others.
Others.
And I just feel like right about now in my life, there's not much anybody, or except for my grandbaby, probably gonna be the only one that could move me.
Yeah. Girl, don't I know it?
Girl, yeah, you wrapped around their little fingers, they're not even talking.
Nice.
But I hear them whine and I start crying. Like, oh my
Yes.
God, what's wrong?
What's wrong? Yes.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, I just feel like I've been through too much, with the ups and downs of the '08 crisis, you know what I'm saying, trying to find my way. Okay, well, I have a master's degree and I didn't have a resume. Like I had never worked for anyone. It's like, wow, how do I have a master's in business? And I have to go and get help from my aunts to create a resume to become an educator. But that was
Wow.
a life lesson. So now my life lesson was don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Right.
Diversify. And that's what I learned from that. And that's why I have several opportunities, because think about it, Charmaine. Right now, the market, it depends on what side of the fence you're on. Because for me, it's good because I represent sellers.
Yes.
So for some, they'll have a different outlook, but you have to shift with the market. You have to
That's
change
right.
your mindset with the market. But I learned that because of everything I've been through.
Right.
So when I started shifting, I was like, okay, so let me be prepared where if it just totally crashed like '08, And I said, well, we have over 100,000 realtors in the state of Texas.
Isn't that crazy?
It's
The
a lot
thought
of
of
it.
that is crazy.
It's a lot. And so I said to myself, I love education. We have 100 and something thousand, it's like 180 realtors. I doubt if all 80 get rid of their license and go get a job. So that
Right.
means at least 100,000 of them out of the 180, they're going to keep their license and they're going to need what? Training
Training.
and education. So
That's right.
I decided this time to create a bulletproof system so that because I want to stay in real estate. I'm not trying to run from it because the market crashed.
Right.
And those are the things that I teach, the realtors in our training camps is how to diversify, how to shift how to know when it's coming. Because I used to be a financial advisor with my securities license. So I'll look, I'm a really a nerd, but I'll look at, statistics and Bloomberg and things like that and CNN and I can, okay, oh, that's coming. Because if you listen to what he said about this corporation, you can just analyze it and figure out how it's going to affect us as real estate professionals. And those are things that, Michigan State didn't teach me. I love my school.
Right.
But a lot of things that I've learned throughout the course, it wasn't taught in the school system.
Right.
Someone had to teach me that. And that's why I feel I have to pour back into, I call them my babies, into my babies.
That's right. That's right. And
Yep.
so those experiences, real life, real world experiences.
Man.
And I think, real estate and like a lot of different industries can be so glamorized. We get on Facebook and it's cheese, with the sold signs and but, we're not posting, the nights that we've been up praying and crying with our clients and, hoping that, it comes to fruition.
Yes.
So it is definitely a glamorized career. And I think that that's why that NAR stat is so high.
I agree with you.
People look at real estate as something where, there's unlimited income, but no one's really being real about the fact that you have to do something.
Yep.
There's something that you have to do.
Yep.
It's you can't just walk into it and automatically, have a 6-figure career. Right.
Or checks.
I wish that it was like that, but it's not.
Or checks coming in on the 1st and 15th. Or
right.
It's not guaranteed. Some people are one closing away from getting foreclosed themselves.
That's
You
right.
know, and I hate to say hate, but I dislike how people speak about having a 9 to 5. It's just so condescending. Like, oh, if you're not an entrepreneur, you're not winning. When I say that you got to look at that differently, it just depends on who eyes you're looking at, because it's harder for us. When you're an entrepreneur, my phone, I have to decide to turn my phone off. Other
Right.
than that, they're going to call. It's Sunday through Saturday. It's consistent. There's no 9 to 5 where if I go, like when I was a teacher, I went, I did the job, and I left. And I had that
Right.
guaranteed, well, I only got paid once a month, but I had that one check guaranteed every month. But when I left, it was straight. I didn't even work over the summers. I literally had because my numbers were so high, there was no need for me to do summer school.
Mm-hmm.
So you go in 9 to 5 and you leave it at the door. When you
That's
come
right.
in, you leave your personal stuff at the door. When I left theirs at their door. And
Right.
it was less stress. But people say, oh, you're right now, it's just this just glorifying entrepreneurship, and it's not for everyone.
Everybody. That's true.
It's not. And people shouldn't chase the money. You got to chase your passion. You got to chase your calling. And when you
You
chase the
said
money,
something, girl.
girl, they're going to be lost souls out here, because I take it like this. Like you said, the social media is probably what drove that 87% so high. Because think about it. 20 years ago, I think social media had just hit, like the Facebook, like because I was in Arizona when I got my new account, and I went out there in 09.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't know how to do it. But think about it. Back then, there was no way for people to see how I was living, what I was driving, my sales production.
That's
There was
right.
no way for people to see that. So it wasn't glorified. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And now, and that's probably why I'm the way I am, because I was never reared like that. So
Mm-hmm.
now, every clothing, what do you call that? The color of the shoes on the bottom. I don't even wear
Yes, the red bottoms.
red bottoms. They got to take a picture in front of a luxury car. Everybody has a photo shoots.
It's so
I've never seen
glamorized.
so many models. I don't know if they selling
Models.
diamonds or something else. I was like, wow, am I qualified to even go get a buyer or sell it?
Exactly.
I'm not about to dress up like that. You know what I do? I throw on my company visor or hat and my company shirt, like I work for AT&T or somebody. My
Yes.
logo, my hat, and some jeans or slacks, and I'm comfortable.
Right.
But if I have to compete with all of that, I'm not going to win. But thank God I have a brand and I don't have to worry about it. But it's a tough business to be in,
It is.
and I'm glad we mentioned that, because I do a lot of my work 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and I think it was about 2:30 this morning. I was up and I was thinking about what we were talking about by new realtors, and I have a training camp called Jumpstart Your Career.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I could show you the thing. You're gonna think I'm crazy. I work, but I go to bed at 8 or 9 though. So don't think I'm crazy. 9:30, I'm snoring.
Girl,
But
that's like kindergarten. You're like,
girl, I'm
like I
sleeping.
gotta be in bed by 9.
Oh, that's me. I'm knocked out snoring. But I decided to create I don't even know what to call it. It's like a jumpstart your career forum. And what I want to do is invite realtors that are in school,
Mm-hmm.
realtors that maybe just passed the exam or about to take the exam, or prospective people that are interested in the business. And I
Okay.
want to invite everyone out, and we want to share the tidbits, or should I say the down and dirty about the business.
Yes.
Also, the taxes, how taxes are, because a lot of realtors
Yes.
because they don't pay their taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Expenses involved, the organizations that you need to partake in. Just so many of the resources that we use to help us with our careers, and then bring in a panel to
Right.
really give the truth, and let them know what they're getting into. Because what I realized is a lot of realtors, they go to another school. If they're my students, they already know. Look,
Right.
when you graduate with something called the MLS board dues, that you're
Yes.
gonna end up spending anywhere, depends on what time of the year you join, of course.
That's right. It's prorated.
$600-800 just off the top. And a
Yep.
lot of them are oblivious to that.
Right.
So they go take this test. Oh, I'm ready. Passing out, got their business cards and did their photo shoot, but they don't
Yes.
have the money to join the board.
That's right.
Or they
And
don't
you
have the
can't
money.
do anything without it.
Nothing. That's like the buck stops here. So I want to get them engaged, and don't get into this business if this is not for you. Especially we want to talk about professionalism.
Mm-hmm.
what that looks like from a business etiquette, business communication. And I want to offer that on my notes. I said October to give myself to gather the partners because I want
Mm-hmm.
to have a nice, very diverse platform for
Got
our
it.
partners. It is free. It's not going to cost anything. I want to have a flat fee office, a traditional office, um,
Right.
a women's council to tell the benefits about being associated with organizations, mortgage company to talk about the business on all different platforms so they can see, okay, if this is for me. And then
Right.
a buyer's agent, a seller's agent, a veteran realtor, and a new millennial.
Yeah.
So we'll have a nice platform after we go over everything, and then we'll have we'll call it chit chat with
I,
Charm. I'll let you host it.
I would love it. I would love it.
Yeah, we got to help our babies, man, because me being an old school, I have certain expectations, and it's hard to adapt to this new stuff. I like to pick up the phone and talk, and everybody else want to just text. And I was like,
Right.
I can't negotiate over a text message, and it's
Right.
different. You know, we have to do some adapting too.
That's right.
You know, we
That's
have to
right.
come in and meet each other. What they call meetings of the mind. You know,
Right.
it's not all bad, but social media, you have to know how to leverage it. And unfortunately, this is the line of work we're in. And salespeople think you have to, what do they say, look the part? Is that what they call it? Or
That's
fake it
right.
till you make it or whatever. And
Right.
it's branding for me.
Right.
That's
And
it.
and it really is all about branding, and making sure that who you are is who your brand is, because it's one thing to be have
Yep.
this brand and it's amazing, but then it's not who you really are on a day-to-day basis.
Yes.
So branding to who, to who you are means everything.
Yep. That's why I
So
like the fact that all of my ventures collaborate.
they
Being a
collaborate.
professor, you know, teaching the CE courses, professional development, now being a membership director, bringing all people together. They all go hand in hand. So
You do.
whenever I'm talking, I can talk about all the components and nothing can shift up. I don't have to go and talk about, because I even stopped doing the crypto to focus on this.
Yeah.
You know, I'll do it a little bit at a time, but I'm not really, because it takes a lot of time to sit here and watch the graphs and stuff. So I was
Right.
like, I got to find another investment because I don't have time to sit on a computer and do that. But everything
Right.
that I do is all aligned, and it's a perfect marriage. What would you call it? Sister wives or husbands? Because I have about 3 or 4
Right.
different platforms.
Yes.
I don't think my boo would like me to say that.
No, he's probably like, "What do you mean by that? Like,
Let
where are
me
you
take
going
that
with
back.
that? Where are you going with that?"
I didn't mean that, boo. I don't want more than one man. I'm not.
Let's make that really clear, just in case you.
Yeah, I need to bring that back real quick. Cut it.
Yeah, that's hilarious. So I'm just again just so amazed at how you've been able to bring in your previous experience, your education, your knowledge, and just layer it with everything that you have going on right now. I love it. I'm glad I know you.
I'm
Um,
glad I know you because I wouldn't be with WCR.
Yeah, so I mean, it's those partnerships mean everything. And that's really the core of my personal brand is to connect, collaborate, and cultivate.
And you are
It,
living that too. You're
and
living.
I want to. I want to be the person that does everything I say I'm going to do.
You are.
You have to be a person of your word, and it means everything. It means everything. So I want to make sure that we cover everything. Um, you are a track provider. So
Yes.
I just want to make sure that we bring that out. You're a track
Yes.
provider
I'm
of
official.
say it again,
I say I'm official. That's what I say.
official. And that means everything. So you're a track provider, which means what? Tell us what that means.
I've actually went through the proper channels for Trek to vet me, for me to represent Trek. When I say represent Trek, so when I teach these courses, I'm teaching on behalf of Texas Real Estate Commission. And everyone knows who Texas Real Estate Commission is. So if they're backing me, I think I'm about as official as it can get.
Signed,
So
sealed, and delivered, baby.
yes. Trevilian Real Estate Academy is an official Trek provider.
Mhm.
You have a lot of people out here, they're just instructors. There's
Right.
a big difference. So, of course, me knowing the background, I always ask, are you an instructor or provider? So,
Right.
there is a big difference. So, I am official. I'm actually official through TAR, which used to be it's Texas Association of Realtors. Now they changed the name, but I'm officially through them as well. But I
Okay.
teach through my academy. I don't
Gotcha.
teach through TAR. So we offer what do you call it? Legal one, legal two, broker responsibility. The contracts, contracts now you have to have for your renewals. And
Hours.
then we have a total of, with those courses combined with, I think, 16 more CE courses. We
Okay.
have a good amount of courses that we
Yeah,
offer.
16, that's a lot.
Yeah, we have a good amount. So majority of our CE courses are 2-hour CE courses.
Okay.
I prefer 2 hours because, again, I don't want to have you sitting there, long and drawn out. I want to keep it straight to the point. Of course, except for the legal one, I don't have any control over that. Truck tells me what to teach for certain courses, and I have to follow their guidelines.
Right.
So we have CE courses, and then we have professional development courses. Those
Okay.
courses are just not aligned with Trek. Those are truly professional development. It's training camps where I come in and I actually develop your craft and help you extend your career.
5X.
5X. So those are the training camps. We offer live delivery in the classroom. We offer Zoom, and I am uploading my left and my right arm got on me again. Everybody needs accountability partners. I'll be honest with you.
That's true.
So my left and my right arm got on me, and I'm going to upload the courses on my website.
Okay.
Which means they can log in and take the courses on our website, and it'll be self-paced.
Nice.
So I have to get on board with this online. So I'm shifting.
Yeah, especially right now. So you got to be fluid.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm excited to hear about that. I want to make sure that people know how to connect with you and with the Real Estate Academy and just with anything that you do. Talk about your app. Don't forget to talk about your app.
Okay, I have a personal app and a Trevelyan Real Estate Academy app. If you go to, I know iPhone store. You go to the Apple store or Google Android. You click on the type in. Actually, if you type in Trevelyan, there's only going to be two because there's not that many Trevelyans out there, especially here. So if you go in, you just type in Trevelyan. I don't know if they can see it. That's the Trevelyan Real Estate Academy app. That's going to be the symbol. I'm going to tell you, when you click enter, you have to register. And as you can see, if you're interested, can you see it? If you're interested in WCR, it's right here.
Perfect.
If you're interested in WCR, you can join WCR, or we have information on the benefits of being affiliated with our organization. Right. If you want to become a strategic partner with WCR or Trevelyan Real Estate Academy, you can click on strategic partner opportunities. And we normally actually post our events here.
Okay.
As you can see, I don't know, it don't look right for me. It's the light.
Yeah, but once you get to the app, they can navigate through.
Yeah, we have the prep.
I was going to say, if you show up to the networking event or the mixer this evening, she can give you a quick rundown of the app. But
actually, you can't win the prizes unless you download the app.
There you go.
So make sure you download the app. If anyone's interested in the provider, it's a woman-owned company that does this for me.
Okay.
And I was one of her pilots when she first launched the company, and they're amazing. There's a lot of tools with the app that again, tech savvy, a lot of tools that I don't utilize, surveys, polls, there's a lot. So if you don't have an app and you're a business owner, you need to get one. So Facebook won't control your content.
Got it. Got it. Okay. So we are coming up to a close. Capri, we're going to have a part 2 of this because I feel like there's still so much more to talk about. So we'll get you on the calendar for a part 2. Okay. I want to make sure that you connect with us. Thank you for joining us here today. Capri, thank you so much for being a part of Chit Chat with Char. And I will see you this evening at the Mixer.
Proud of you, baby girl. Thank you for the invite. I'm trying to get my platform like you. She inspires me for the podcast, you guys. I don't have one.